Look, I want to be straight with you today. Because most videos about wealth, they give you the tips, the 10 habits, the morning routine, the index fund. And look, that stuff isn't wrong. But none of it actually addresses the real problem. The real reason most people never build wealth has nothing to do with income, nothing to do with the stock market, and nothing to do with not knowing enough. It comes down to one thing. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. The invisible ceiling. So here's where it starts. Most people grow up in households where money was either never talked about or talked about with stress and anxiety. And when you grow up hearing things like, "we can't afford that," or "money doesn't grow on trees," your brain starts to wire itself around scarcity. Now here's what that does. It creates what I call an invisible ceiling, a subconscious upper limit on how much wealth you believe you're actually allowed to have. And the crazy part is, most people don't even know it's there. Think about it like this. You know that feeling when things start going really well, and then out of nowhere, you do something to sabotage it? You spend the savings you built. You quit the investment right before it turns around. You tell yourself you'll start next month. That's not laziness. That's the ceiling doing its job. I've seen this in real people. People making $80,000, $100,000, even $150,000 a year. And they've got nothing to show for it. Because the moment they get close to that ceiling, something pulls them back down. So what do you actually do about it? We're going to break this down. 3 reasons this ceiling exists, and exactly how to bust through each one. Reason number 1, you're playing defense with money. The first reason most people never build wealth is because they are playing pure defense with their money. Here's what I mean. Most people think about money in one direction. How do I not lose it? How do I not overdraft? How do I survive until next payday? And that's understandable. That's how most of us were raised to think. But wealth is built on a fence. Wealth is built by asking a completely different question. How do I make this money grow? The difference between the person who retires with $2 million and the person who retires with nothing isn't always income. Sometimes it's one decision, made consistently over 20 years, to put money to work instead of letting it sit. Now look, I'm not telling you to go throw your paycheck into the first thing you see. What I'm telling you is this. The habit of keeping money moving is more important than the specific vehicle you put it in. Whether that's index funds, real estate, a business, it doesn't matter as much as the habit itself. The defensive player never scores. You cannot grow wealth by playing not to lose. Reason number 2, you're optimizing for the wrong timeline. The second reason most people never build wealth is because they're obsessed with the short term. And I get it. We live in a world that is designed to pull your attention to right now. Social media, Amazon Prime, one-click everything. Every system around you is engineered to make you want things immediately. But wealth doesn't work on that timeline. The wealthiest people I know, and I've had the chance to meet a few, they don't think about next month. They think about the next decade. They make decisions that feel slow, boring, and invisible right now, because they understand what compounding does over time. Here's the simplest way I can put this. If you invest $500 a month starting at 25, at an average return of 8%, you'll have over $1.7 million by the time you hit 65. Not because you were smart, not because you found some secret, just because you were patient. Now flip that. If you wait until 35 to start, just 10 years later, that same $500 a month gets you to around $750,000. You lose nearly $1 million. Not by making a bad investment, by waiting. Time is the most expensive thing you can waste. And most people don't find that out until it's too late. The short-term mindset isn't just costing you money, it's costing you decades. Reason number 3, you're building an identity around being broke. Now this one is the one nobody wants to hear, but it's the most important one. A lot of people, and I mean a lot, have built their entire identity around not having money. They joke about it. I'm broke. Money isn't for people like me. Rich people are just lucky. And look, I understand where that comes from. Some people have genuinely had it hard, and I'm not dismissing that. I've caught myself doing this too. Early on, even when I was starting to make decent money, I still talked about myself like I was the kid who never had anything. And it held me back from making moves that I should have made years earlier. The shift that changed everything for me wasn't a financial strategy. It was deciding that building wealth was something I was allowed to do, that it was part of who I was going to become, not something that happened to other people. Your identity is the ceiling. Change the identity, and the ceiling disappears. So here's what you actually do. Let me bring this together, because I don't want this to just feel like a mindset video. I want you to walk away with something actionable. Step 1. Flip the question. Stop asking, how do I not lose money? Start asking, where does this dollar go to work? Even if it's $50, even if it's $20, get it moving. Step 2. Pick one long-term vehicle and commit to it for at least 12 months without touching it. Index fund, Roth IRA. Doesn't matter. The point is to build the habit of leaving it alone and watching it grow. Step 3. Start paying attention to the stories you tell yourself about money. Write them down if you have to. And ask yourself, is this a fact, or is this a belief I picked up from someone who also never built wealth? Because here's the truth. The financial system is not rigged against you. Not learning how it works, that's what costs you. The rules are available, the tools are available, the information is available. You're literally watching it right now. The only thing standing between where you are and where you want to be is the decision to stop playing defense. Stop optimizing for right now. And stop letting an old identity write your financial future. Most people never build wealth not because they can't, but because nobody ever told them they were allowed to. Now you know.